Hey y'all, Laura here with another installment of Right Stuff. Now, if you know anything about Midland, Texas, you know from the town behind me, I am not there. First of all, it's old. Midland isn't anywhere near this old. And secondly, there's a hill. We have no hills. I am in Vicksburg, Mississippi. And I am standing on a real live Mississippi steam paddle wheel boat. We are cruising from Memphis down to New Orleans, and we are having such a great time. I moved so you could see another steamer behind us. It's not as nice as ours though. You see those smokestacks at the top? I learned about those the other day. Those things at the top that look like fingers are called flutes. And they were used because they burned wood. Embers would come down and could light up the deck. So they put those fingers on to try and break them up. They are called flutes. And the top decks were the most expensive. You could only afford it if you had lots of bucks. So that's where the term highfalutin came from. Who knew, right? Hold tight, I'm going to give you a view of the Mississippi. And that is the mighty Mississippi behind me. Those two white things are barges. And apparently, who knew? They still run up and down the Mississippi a lot. There's a ton of goods that are moved up and down this huge waterway. But anyway, let's talk about writing. Sharon Cox and Ann Piscano asked me about reviews. I'll attempt to answer their questions and go over a little bit about reviews in general. I've got about 300 reviews total so far, which doesn't put me in J.K. Rowling territory by any stretch of the imagination. But I've had enough to know the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. They asked me, what do I like and dislike about reviews? First of all, what I like. Unmitigated drooling praise, of course. What don't I like? Almost nothing. Actually, even a critical review is better for an author than no review at all. Think about it. A critical review, providing the person actually read the book, makes all the other reviews legitimate. They know you didn't just pay your friends to go out and post 5-star reviews. As long as it doesn't get crazy, and it can get crazy. I had one review from a huge blog with a huge following who loved my book except for one word. Out of 85,000 words, they took offense to one. You can find it out there. I'm still not over it. Let's put it that way. Anyway. The second question, how do you not take yourself seriously and fall into a pit of despair at a low review? First of all, again, remember that will make readers of reviews trust your other reviews. And often what they find fault with may not be something that bothers me. For example, if someone tells me a book is too sad, that doesn't stop me from reading it. And in fact, it may encourage me to read it. And secondly, remember, even the Bible doesn't have all 5-star reviews. So, tips for reviewing. Be to the point. Be honest. Don't reiterate the plot. There's going to be a zillion people doing that. Don't bother. Just say what you liked about the book. Also, don't worry about if you've got misspellings or if you don't write well. That again makes people recognize that that is a legitimate review from a real person. Okay, I'm back with the rant portion of this clip. And you're coming to expect a rant portion, right? Today I want to talk about the Oxford comma and any other nitpicky author nerd grammar crap we get involved in. This is the latest from Grammar Girl. Oxford comma, aka the serial comma. The new style book emphasizes that clarity is the bottom line, although the normal style is to avoid the serial comma. Use one if it's needed for clarity. This is not a style change, but a clarification because the editors noted that some writers were confused. What the hell does that even mean? Some writers? I think every writer is confused by this crap. But do you think that a reader gives a flying rat's butt about an Oxford comma? Or any of the other grammar nerd stuff that we get ourselves all wrapped up in? Don't. An Oxford comma is not going to get you rejected. So worry about something that you have a chance of getting accepted for, like plopping your butt down in the chair and writing. That's the end of the rant, and I'm going to take my own advice and go write. I suggest you do the same. I'll see you next time, y'all.